It's funny, you can't make a baby with one person, so you know what I'm saying? You need other people. But I don't know if maybe you want to edit that out. I don't know.
Body like a sea. I wanna live among the trees. I sing the aching of a leaves, but to live like a prophet is to die while you're screaming. Wake up. You gotta wake up.
Dude, so how you fucking been since graduating?
Oh gosh. A lot of like me kind of struggling with trying to figure out the rhythms of my own life, trying to figure out how to be alone more than I was in college. Like in college, you just see the convenience of everybody around you, and your friends are just like right there, so you don't have to like work to see them. But now it's been really hard, but I'm also doing really well. So it's like some of the best times in my life as well, and like some of like the biggest accomplishments and like feel like the most growth. But growth is really hard. Like really hard. So I hiked the PCT for like 5 months. 5 months on the PCT, and that was. I did like the first month and a half of it with a hiking partner, and then the rest of it I was pretty much alone.
I heard that you also sampled a lot of the songs from that. It sounded like there was like even footsteps in there, or even like crinklings of grass in there.
I don't know. I was just like, I need to do something. So I decided to go hike the PCT, and I just told people, like, I'm gonna make this album, and this is what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna do it with samples, and I'd never done that before at all. So it was like kind of like a little bit of a bold move. Like looking back, I was like, ooh, it's pretty ballsy. But been making all the sounds like out of just samples from my phone, and kind of changing the way I make music. Like I think part of the reason I wanted to do it was to just find a new interesting take on stuff. Like been playing guitar for a while, piano for a while. It's cool, but like I get stuck in this harmonic progression and thinking about music like logically and all this stuff, and I just wanted something that felt wild and foreign.
So from going from in the moment of you hiking that trail to bringing in other people just to help you bring it to life, what was that process like?
A lot. Oh gosh, that process happening today. Like that's a today thing. I did a lot of it alone. Like a lot of it. I mean, the past 2 years have been pretty much alone, and you have to be able to know like when your command of everything starts to hurt the project more than it's helping it. And that's like the point where I've decided I'm gonna bring in other people. So tonight was the first night we played with a full band of friends and people I love and value, and people whose music I like adore.
The creeds I believe in. Stuck in my head.
2 hours ago I was thinking about that, like, all right, this is what needs to happen to finish this thing. So yeah.
And with that, it comes with a lot of trust into other people.
Yeah.
And I know when you spend a lot of time in solitude, it's really hard to fully trust another person to be able to take that vision further.
Yeah.
Because it becomes like your baby at that point.
Yeah, it is. It's funny, you can't make a baby with one person, so you know what I'm saying? You need other people. But I don't know if maybe you want to edit that out, I don't know. But like, you learn that when you try and fit somebody into a box of what you want them to be, to a certain extent, direction is good, having an idea of what you want is good. But if you try and like control the strings too much, you can hear it in people's playing that like they're feeling like they're trying to fit in your shoes, like they're trying to be you, they're trying to be your voice. But I think it's so much more interesting to be like, hey, this is this thing that I love and cherish, and I trust you with it, and I want you to like take it on as your own. And they bring stuff in that you don't even know, but it's because it's their like voice in it, and like that is the most exciting thing.
For your first album to this one, there's a lot of growth that I feel. You said that a lot of the songs that inspired this too was like long distance relationships.
Yeah.
And you, like you say, you were in solitude essentially while during this hike. Was that during the time of the long distance?
Yeah, it was all like starting then. So it was like this feeling of I'm somewhere out in the middle of nowhere and like walking by myself alone, and yet you're somehow like falling in love with somebody who's 10,000 miles away, because my girlfriend lives in Uganda. And so it was like, whoa, like this is like really long distance. And so it was weird. It was super weird, but somehow I just felt like there was this, you can't put your finger on it, like connection. And so that was a crazy thing to have that happen, but you're so far away. And that's when I wrote that song, Make It Heaven, where it's like all about choice and all about commitment, and just going, some of the lyrics in that song is me looking ahead to the relationship going, I'll bring you heaven and I'll bring you hell. Like, it's gonna happen. Bring me heaven, bring me hell, but like, let's make it heaven. You know what I mean? Like, there's like this choice. You go like, let's do this. Let's choose this.
Yeah, you have to be a little vulnerable in order to really feel it correctly.
Yeah, totally. Vulnerability, 100%. Transparency. Music is a lot like that, and I think it's like a relationship. When you're singing up there with the crowd and people, and like to see like individuals in an audience, and to be like, and here's my soul, and here's me, and here's this transparency, and see all of me, and the things I struggle with, and the things I believe in, and the things that make me inspired, and the things that like have depressed me, and here's like this thing that I struggle with, and whatever, and you just have to like let it out there, because somewhere in that vulnerability, like each of those individuals finds a place to exist and be like, me too, you know what I mean? And so that's like the coolest thing about music for me. But find your people, like find people who do music and do it with them, and like share it together. Challenge yourselves and grow, and I don't know, just keep at it. Do it because you love it. Do it because you can't not do it. But also like go around. San Diego is a super inspiring place. It's written so many songs. Just the ocean is like crazy great for songwriting. So if you're a writer, like go there. You know what I mean?
I think we got to see some of that tonight. Like this venue is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's San Diego owned, and it's very creative in how it brings itself.
Words that leave me naked. Oh. Lips that keep me stumbling into gold.
What made you want to start helping out these artists?
I think that this our space is about creativity. So we want to create that space where people just feel open and they can create. I think wood resonates with music. It just sounds better when wood reflects the sound. Yeah, we want to promote like local artists as well as people from around the country to come here and do a show. Any performance as well.
So what made you want to start going into the restorative business, or to bring it to other people?
Just like awareness about the planet, thinking about like, we don't need to go to Home Depot and buy. Don't waste things. Don't just reuse them. Just think a little bit. Think creative. Think outside the box, and you'll find the new ideas. There's a lot of materials here. You decide to find the right way, how to the process the whole product from the beginning to the end. You need to salvage it right way, dry it, and store it somewhere. It's very consumable project, But me and Don, we do it ourselves. We build a coffee shop on the Marine base at Marine Corps Record Depot by the Rosecrans. So we use the marine wood from Mission Bay to build the whole coffee shop. A lot use the details and use the accents of that wood. We salvaged it here. It was about to be destroyed, but we saved it and give it a second life. It's really cool. It has all patina, all the great colors, just because it's been painted 70 years ago and it's been under the water. So salt water and paint, they reacted the way it turns into this beautiful work of art. Every single board is unique, and it's signature material for San Diego. It's not just piece of wood, it also gives them a story. I had this tree when I was a kid. I remember that, 40 years ago, a small tree house. But we take it and then build the big dining table for him, his family, his kids. So it just brings a deeper meaning to the furniture. I think it's priceless. Yeah, it's good. We want to bring more people here, and we're interested in collaborations. We're really open for collaborations with any artists.
How often do you have artists perform here, actually?
We try to have it once a month, one concert. Mm-hmm. Next concert will be in March 14th.
All right.
Yeah, the band Creature of the Woods. Creature in the Woods.
Creature.
Creature in the Woods. Yeah. From San Diego local band. They're gonna play here, and I think we do some craft show as well. Bring some vendors in and try to sell leather, all the different makers and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wake up. Yeah, but the children gotta wake up.